Hey everybody, welcome to Hodgkins 2 Electric Boogaloo. I am your recently written up host, Julio DeSanctis. Wow, it has been a dramatic 24 hours at the DeSanctis household. So yesterday, late afternoon, I found out that I won't be going in for my last leg of chemo intended on breaking down my bone marrow so they could then give me my T-cell transfusion. I won't be going in on that until the 20th as opposed to the 13th, right? I thought it was just 4 days away. Turns out it's 11 days away. Okay, things come up. The thing that came up was the fact that apparently the protocol calls for me to have a final PET CT scan, and they can't get that for me until next week. The PET CT scan and the report and all that, it's going to it's delayed. It delays things by a week. Okay, that's fine. I can deal with that. We've had other delays. It's the way life goes. However, what led to then a report on my permanent record is that when my scheduler, who called to tell me about this, who we have butted heads in the past, this scheduler and I. When she called to tell me about it, what she then told me was, and I can't really do accents again, so this is her English accent. Well, I've known about this for several weeks, but I didn't want to tell you. I kept it from you. Fucking what? We're planning a trip here from my sister across the country to help aid in my care. My wife has business travel that she has to change around to help plan for my care. And for more than 2 weeks, you've known that this may or may not happen, that I may or may not go in for my final set of treatment. And you chose not to tell me? I mean, again, I'm fuzzy on HIPAA. Is that a HIPAA violation? I don't know. It's certainly a violation of what I would think is decency and just ethics and humanity that you would tell the fucking patient what's going on. So I have to say, I'm talking louder now on this video than I spoke to her. But I did speak firmly and emphatically when I basically said, what were you thinking? What are you, out of your mind? Why wouldn't you tell me? I held back from calling her a fucking glorified secretary, but I'm going to refer to her as that from now on. So this fucking glorified secretary then had the unmitigated fucking gall to act as if she was the aggrieved party because I was speaking firmly to her. Now, if she thought that was yelling, obviously she's never played a sport. She didn't have parents that ever yelled at her. I don't know. Whenever I hear people say, don't yell at me when I'm just talking to them like, hey, listen, this is what's going on kind of thing, I always want to go, that's not yelling, this is yelling. But I'm aware that makes things worse. So instead, I kept on talking to her in this very firm, very controlled but aggravated way. So she complained about me. She complained about me, as I knew she would. But as it happened, I loaded up an email and a contemporaneous hey, this is my recollection of the notes from this call. These are the things that we covered, and this was what was discussed. And I fired it off to her and somebody else that she works with, so it was CC'd. Apparently, in her complaint, she failed to include that I had included a contemporaneous note, which I feel like is a bit of a cover-up. I don't know. I think if you're going to complain, you might then say, hey, listen, the guy that was all aggravated and supposedly was so out of his mind at me and yelling and screaming, he then had the wherewithal to, in a very controlled manner, write out everything that went on the call and email it to me. I don't know. Anyway, so this fucking glorified secretary, she kept all this information from me. And I was not happy with her. I think I went so far as to say that you've got to have some really paper thin skin to make this about you when I'm the one that just found out that all the plans for my care have been turned upside down. I think I said that she had paper thin skin. I think I said that you're not the aggrieved party here. Pretty sure I said those things, but I didn't call her a fucking glorified secretary, which she is. Anyway, so the morning comes and I get a call from my doctor, and the doctor's like, you can't yell at people. And I said, I didn't yell at anybody. Didn't yell at anybody. Spoke firmly, spoke in a, fairly agitated manner because I was agitated, but I didn't call names. I didn't yell, just spoke like this while I was talking to her. Yeah, I don't care if that bothers her. I don't know. I mean, I know at this point forward, we won't be speaking again because we ended the call yesterday where I said, I don't ever need to talk to you again. From now on, all your correspondence with me should be through email. So in part because I want like a written record of this, and in part because I just don't want to fucking talk to this fucking glorified secretary anymore. So after I talked to the doctor, and I think the doctor understood that this woman is just a priss who bristles at any thought that she might have screwed things up, or she might have to have divulged to me weeks ago that this was in the offing, that this was looming over the dates that we had set. Then I got a call from my social worker. Now, again, the social worker is not like the social worker as I understood it as a kid growing up, right? Not that we were in danger of having Department of Health and Human Services come to our house, although that was always a threat that my sister used to level at her parents as well. Whenever she felt like she wasn't being allowed to do things, whenever she felt like she was being unjustly punished, she was going to call Department of Health and Human Services on them, and they were going to take her away, which, yeah. Anyway, this is not that kind of social worker. This is just a caseworker for my cancer care and all that, and, Anyway, I had a long talk with that person as well. Both my doctor and the social worker were quite reasonable, where when I put it to them, why would someone withhold this information from me? Why would they not want to tell the patient that this might jam up the works on everything that's scheduled for the next, 5-6 weeks? They basically just said, I don't know why she wouldn't tell you. They don't have a good reason, first of why she wouldn't tell me, because there is no fucking good reason as why a glorified fucking secretary wouldn't tell me this. So anyway, that's the last 24 hours here at the DeSanctis household. I'm going to get a dressing change on this massive thing coming out of my neck and chest. You see, it starts here, goes down here. There's more here. It's gross. I'm going to do that next today. I don't go into the hospital now until the 20th. I have more time at home, I guess, to just kick it. This is like what retirement would be like, but I don't have a job either. So I guess I was retired before. Now I'm retired from even doing housework. Yeah. Anyway, fuck cancer. Keep fighting the good fight. I love you all. With the exception of maybe a couple people out there. Go get vaccinated, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.